get ready. The times are coming when the sinner must die.
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
Reach!
Money make the globe turn.
Money
make the globe turn.
I get money.
Override government by corporate elitists. The corporations write laws that government keeps secret. Private prisons keep you in damn chains while funding legislators, judges, and presidential campaigns. Government propaganda appear pompous, but science is not science when theories is funded by fearmongers. Warmongering and profiting off of corpses is morbid. The poor get deported, the middle class get extorted. It's corporate. The criminals are those the IRS won't audit. Ponzi scheme make the cake off it. Bernie made off it. We celebrate giving thanks, having parades at Macy's while we invade lands, bomb hospitals, and kill babies. Mutilate human life, make hate, lie, take, rob, steal, law break, kidnap, murder, rape for the money.
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
Reach!
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
Reach for it! It ain't worth the paper it's printed on. Backed by the Pentagon, ass kicking going on.
Money.
Gross national product, meaning war is the answer. Another missile.
Officer, overseer, gun kill, nightstick, chokeholds. Your clan hero, Margaret Sanger, population controller. Eugenicist, globe owner. You can buy shares, operation, depopulation. The Bill Gates billionaires speaking prejudice from tongue where the venomous come from. And the heretic scum run. Begin Genesis 1-1. The government become God, bomb mosques and burn churches. Kill for black liquid beneath the earth's surface. DDT in the 1940s. Now it's genetically modified organisms created in laboratories. Toxic edible chemicals poisoning the nation. Cause Monsanto runs the Food and Drug Administration. Contaminate your DNA. Agent Orange and Venice responsible for murdering 4 of my family members. I chase JP Moore till he's gone. Tell Wells how far I go and keep your circus act sideshow. Fuck the money.
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
Reach!
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
Reach for it! Accountants, bean counters, lawyers change the planet. The workers, players, and the artists go damn it. How high you jump for this dollar? Bust the light. It's God you trust for this paper, right? Reach for it!
Encore when the bars from the guard roar. Bombs galore. Strategic tacticians, soldiers in the art of war. Police with fire hoses, harming the poor. Military designated regions in the city, part of martial law. Doctors prescribing pills for non-existent conditions. Cause pharmaceutical companies are in bed with the physicians. Push false diagnoses and drug your brains. Make Pablo Escobar drug hustle look like chump change. No need for discipline. Feed the children Adderall and Ritalin. Prescription medicine, synthetic heroin and Dexedrine. Use your kids as guinea pigs, their mind and bodies. Turn them into drug-induced suicidal zombies. Hit like a plane in the sky when they fly in the tower. The more afraid people are, the more government gain power. That's why I'm fighting that power like Mr. Chuck riding Howard. When I'm riding, I'm arriving like on the island of Okinawa. Fuck the money.
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
Reach!
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
I get money.
Money make the globe turn. Money make the globe turn.
I get money.
Money make the globe turn.
Money.
Globe turn.
I get money. I get money.
Globe turn.
I get money. I get money.
Money talks, but God left the room.
Hey, ho, let's go. DD, motherfucker, you still owe me $300 for weed, so I ain't paying for that goddamn sample. I'm taking that shit for free. Rest in peace, my brother. I'm a famous living bar ripping hustler. I'm a gypsy with my spirit running free. I'm a self-made man with a joint in my hand, damn right from my own fucking tree. Go, I was born to be free. Freedom, we're all born to be free. I'm a gypsy, I'm a stoner, I'm a hippie, I'm a punk. We're all born to be free. I'm an old school punk rock player, a living legend with my brethren in OC. I'm a weed smoking, pussy poking son of a bitch, and I'm exactly who the fuck I wanna be. Yo, I was born to be free. Freedom, we're all born to be free. I'm a gypsy, I'm a stoner, I'm a hippie, I'm a punk. We're all born to be free. I'm a long-range, sure-handed toker. I'm a joker, I'm as serious as can be. I'm a rebel for the cause, and I'm fighting all the laws that don't make any sense to me. See, my daddy was a gun-toting soldier. He had a little killer in his eye. He could drink your ass under the table. We're all born to be free. Everyone's a champion, everyone's a fake. They're all posers to me.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are weak, we are weak, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs,
We are weak, we are not alone.
if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset,
We are striving for more.
start taking iron today.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? It is really just going to be just a quick little sound check. I had to run some songs through my phone, then some songs through my laptop. Nobody's here to hop on to see how they sound on Skype. Or the flatline, for that matter, but we're here anyway. I'm here. Anyway. There's something else I wanted to do whilst I was here. I was going to get into the Google Drive. There's something in there I wanted to look for. Nachiketa inspired me a bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of digging, don't mind me. Wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have 5 different Google Drives to check. So you have to bear with me a little bit. This may not be super exciting. And what I'm looking for may not even be on here, which is quite possible. But it might be on my laptop. Shit, I might have to go find glasses. This is why I was playing music. See, this shit's not gonna be so much fun just watching me look for shit. I will say that Dixie has decided that she doesn't want to go to Flattoberfest. Not going to be any skin off her nose if she goes or not. Which makes sense, considering she's not really a flat earther, but it really helps me out. Considering the price of tickets. It was almost cost prohibitive. Hell, it still might be a little cost prohibitive. At $222 for a ticket and no camping. Seems a bit pricey if you ask me. But what do I know? I don't know how much the damn 55-acre campground costs, so who am I to say? That said, $444 for one person that really wants to be there, and the other person that's just didn't make a lot of sense. So if all goes well, then she will be able to do some working from home, although it would be Cami's home from which she would be working. And she'd also just kind of take off a little bit. See, her heart longs for the beach. So she'll probably, drop me off there at Cami's or drop me off there in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and she will mosey on east to Charleston, because there's a beach there, I guess. She can see the ocean from Charleston, and that's good enough for her. And it's only a 3-hour drive from Spartanburg, so it's no skin off her nose. She will gladly drive 3 hours to go see the ocean and 3 hours back. So that's good. Plenty of offers to share a tent. While I may be visiting many tents, I think I will luckily be able to have a bed secured over at Cami's house, ideally. So that'll be nice. I don't know. I can't find it. And I can't see well enough without my glasses. And I'm not going to go get them. It was really just a quick sound check. Well, what happened here? I was on Skype. Maybe I couldn't hear somebody. All right. Travel Mateus Findlay. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I gotta say, Trav, how many... who am I to talk? What else? All right. What else can I do?
Hi, Josh.
What else can I try? Try this. Let's try YouTube from my computer, my main computer, and see if that'll go through. That's something I haven't set up yet. Then I could play maybe stuff this way. Well, if I think about it, it was going out. Going out on OBS to the YouTubes. They just couldn't hear me on Skype. So I see Liz. She should be there talking. Let me see what I can't make happen. I don't understand all of this. Should be working. Well, now I'm confused. Liz says she can hear me, but for some reason...
Testing. Testing.
Well, I feel like I should be able to. See if this YouTube video will have any audio for my ears. Right. See? Sound checks. Fun, huh? I don't get it. I should be hearing that. If not that. What in the world? Yeah, Liz, I'm sure it's not you. I'm sure it's me. I just can't figure out why I can't hear things.
Testing.
Second audio. See? That I should at least be able to hear. What in the actual hell?
We top flight security of the world, Craig.
Shout out, Zack. And Craig. See, there's Andrew. I don't get it. Speakers.
I paused that.
He's not hearing us.
That should be it.
Huh. No, Josh, you can't hear me?
Wait a minute, I'll go into...
Yeah, it might be a settings configuration issue. Hold on. We'll probably have to just go into chat.
Should be up.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know. You might have to like update your audio drivers or something.
Audio set up.
Josh can't hear us.
No, Andrew, I can't hear you. which doesn't make a lick of sense. There's no reason I shouldn't be hearing things. Liz and Andrew are having a whole freaking conversation that I am not privy to because for some reason it's not letting me hear anything.
When you go back and listen to it, Josh, it's not literally a conversation. We're just trying to help you out.
I'll be right back. Maybe I'll just close it out completely, reopen it. Maybe that'll help.
Was it? Well, he's maybe going to reconnect.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't help at all.
Josh.
No?
Josh. It's the Ironworks call. It should work. The new mixer, the music's sounding absolutely brilliant on YouTube. Turn the sound down on. It's the Ironworks call. It should work.
All right, well, I got some external audio. I got you coming out of my...
The music's sounding absolutely brilliant on YouTube. I can hear me on YouTube.
Now you're coming through speakers. I can put you on my big speakers. That'd probably work. Alright, well, I got some external audio. I got you coming out of my... Alright, now I'm confused. Now you're coming through speakers. I can put you on my big speakers. That'd probably work. Now.
And Andrew's left.
Now, OBS is hearing it. I should be able to hear it. That doesn't make any sense. Now, OBS is hearing it. I should be able to hear it. Skype can see you talking. OBS can pick up you talking. Like, my screen is moving when you talk. So everything is getting the signal. My computer is getting the signal to everywhere but into my...
Can you hear me now?
To my headphones. What the actual fuck? My screen is moving when you talk. So everything is getting the signal. Not the damn volume.
Can you hear me now? Josh. Oh. Hello, hello.
I say that. Guess I better fucking check everything. Everything's getting the signal. glad you're talking, Liz, because this is silly.
I can hear you on Skype.
Unless it's a driver issue for the new mixer is the only thing I can think.
Mixer was doing so well too. Hi, Travis.
Hello, my love.
Don't ask the song.
I would never have thought such a delicate flower as yourself would be listening to such boisterous, vocalists as Eminem and whoever your other guy was. But
What in the actual hell? Let's try this. There we go. I dropped the flat line in the chat. Try that. See if that one will come through at all. So the music sounds good. I just can't hear anything. to do. Now, what in the hell? All right, something's off. I was testing this and this all worked before. All right, well, whoever called, I answered the call, but I can't hear you. I don't get it.
Oh, I haven't said anything. It's Daz. I was just testing, make sure the flatline was working.
It would shoot me a dial tone or a little ringtone. I could hear it. Ring, ring. Okay, I hear it.
Well, I just wanted to make sure it worked, so when you have a serious guest on, you can ensure that it works. Trying to do my part.
I hear you, Daz.
All right, I'll let you go.
Nope, I hear you, Daz. There you are.
Oh, okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I was just testing it for you.
Excellent. That works.
All right, cool. Bye.
Thanks, Daz. Ha. Watch this. I don't know what the hell I did even.
Well, I jumped off the call and then went back onto YouTube, and after you turned off whatever it was you turned off, that high-pitched sound stopped, but then there was like it almost sounded like there was still a fan blowing, you know what I mean? So like there was still some kind of residual audio.
Josh has always had some type of rattle for the last 2 years. There's some noise going on in the background. I still can't nail it down. It's just tick, 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 tick. And it's not entirely consistent, which kind of makes me feel like it's a fan that's sitting on something backwards and it's not level and it's just kind of rocking a little bit.
Who's Skype? Who does?
It went away when you had all the filters on OBS turned on, and then people were complaining that they couldn't hear you. It sounded like your limiter was not quite set right. And when I said turn them all off, and you did, it made you sound better, but then the noise came back.
Yeah, I probably just needed to adjust the limiter a little bit rather than turn it off completely.
Yeah.
New Skype, who this?
Hey.
So
I have audio. I hear you now. I don't know what button I pressed, but it got the job done.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Liz.
I've been talking to myself for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
No, everybody on the internet can hear you. What are you talking?
That's why I hopped on, to be part of your conversation.
It fucks me up how everybody else could hear, but I'm the one that couldn't hear anything. I have to mark that button, figure out what that button was, and mark do not touch. How's Michelle doing, Walt?
She's hurting.
I bet.
She's hurting, and I am wore out.
So
what happened?
She just fell over?
Just like down there where the paper is like in the old part of town where the sidewalks are all cracked and fucked up. And she stepped wrong. I told her we're about to sue the city. But yeah,
it's easy done.
Yep. So it could have been a lot worse. Like 2 or 3 steps past where she fell is a big set of like cement steps going up into a building. She could have hit those, you know?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, did you take pictures of the area at the very least?
Wait, I'm sorry. Hang on. She just came through to ask me a question. All right. What did you ask me, Nemo?
I was saying, did you take pictures of the area, or she did like the whole unevenness, whatever the heck was going on?
Yeah. I mean, for all it's worth, you know, it's literally across the street from the courthouse and the police station. Hang on, let me go move Cleo out of her pillow that we have set up. She's moved in. Give me a second.
I'm trying to be quiet. I don't know, not be quiet. Oh my God, it just started pouring. Oh. Can we get a 5x5 chat? Like, how's Josh working on his stuff now that we're all talking over each other? At least everybody's in there saying hi.
Yeah. And did you guys hear Daz at all?
That too, when he called on the flat line.
You did hear him?
I did, yes.
Yes, I did.
The Skype call. But Flatline is Skype, right? So why wouldn't we hear it?
No, Flatline is Google Voice.
Oh, okay. Okay. So anybody else want to call in? Call the flat line. I don't remember the number. Something about flat for the last four. Roll keypad.
That's it. 304-503-3528.
503 flat.
Oh, now I'm a tad low.
Low,
well,
yeah.
Shit.
You don't sound low on the call.
Well, I know what I can do. I just bring you guys down. That's how that works. And I can bring everybody up. And everybody's a little louder.
And everybody's low. So max out your volume.
Exactly.
Let your phone yell it. Your phone has been at max volume for too long. You need to turn the volume down to protect your ears. Bitch, I can't hear it. That's why it's up so loud. I thought I'd heard some slapback somewhere.
I've got a low cut button on here. It throws in little weird artifacts when I hit it.
Is there a delay on YouTube?
There is.
Oh, yeah, there is. It's probably about 2 seconds.
You can customize it, I think. I could put like a 10-minute delay if I wanted to. Make everybody wait.
Wait, yes, I did see that in my live section. Latency, low latency, no latency, all that fun stuff.
So Sunday, I've got like a big 6-hour bunny medical training class I'm taking. Dixie and I will be taking it together. So that'll be fun.
6-hour bunny medical training. Okay, so is this like check their ears, turn it inside out? If it's this color, it's that. If there's if it's got a runny nose, like how do you administer first aid? Or is that really what the class is?
That's really going to be what it is. It's just going to be a not like veterinarian level, but it's going to be a pretty comprehensive bunny health class. So all the ins and outs. And
going to show you where to take their little blood pressure on their tiny little foot.
Exactly.
A little tiny.
What were you saying about Flattoberfest, Josh? Are you saying that you're going?
I'm not ready to commit to anything just yet, but it's looking pretty good. I'll say that.
That's so exciting.
I'll say it was going to be a bit cost prohibitive because we're not camping. Cami says we could stay there, so we don't have to pay the $350 for a ticket each to camp there. So that'll be helpful. It's only going to be $222 for a ticket because we don't have to camp. But Dixie says she doesn't really care if she goes. It's not like she's real invested.
Vested, yeah.
What she wants, what she's been dreaming of for years and years, is returning to see the ocean. So it is no small. Well, it's
and
no.
That's one thing that Zack won't do.
Really.
Zack don't want to see the ocean, so you probably couldn't drag him out there if you wanted to.
Probably not. She's going to be going to Charleston. She'll probably just drop me off at some point. Well, the way I plan it, we should be driving Friday, arriving Friday night, probably. Thursday.
But the event starts.
I meant
on
Thursday.
Friday.
I meant driving Thursday, showing up Thursday night. That way we'll be there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But yeah, she's not going to want to go, so she can work on Friday. She could just maybe stay there at Cami's. I'll have to have Zack talk to Cami, or I call Cami. She's not feeling real well. Find out if maybe Dixie can just hang out there and do some work from home on Friday. And then maybe Saturday she'll just fuck off to the beach, go down to Charleston and go to the beach for the day. That's all she really wants to do anyway.
Who's looking after the bunnies?
That's another expense.
I
Because
was gonna say, your living son. Can he put in some work, or
you'll have the
there's
dogs, and
issues.
he may or may not be here all that time, and just for my mental health and probably Dixie's mental health, we'll just board him at the bunny house, because it's like a private thing. You got to join as a member, and part of the membership is you get like discounted boarding. So for the days that we're gone to board them, it'll be about $150. Is what Dixie said. So that's going to be the plan. We'll just board them. We'll have David make sure the dogs keep food and water and trips outside. But, yeah. That's the deal. She said she'd drive me. So really now it's just sort of a financial thing. Got to make sure that my shoes on the car are in good order, and the brakes and all that good stuff, tires and brakes and everything's going to be good for. I mean, it's not super long even. It's only 10 hours. It's like a tank and a half of gas. It's not a whole lot, but still.
I'm stressing about the flights. I'm trying to decide which flight to take. But once I talk to Cami and decide the dates, then I can go ahead and book something, because I'm fed up looking at them.
Yeah, I don't envy you flying. That's not something I would want to do in the least.
Well, I'm trying to work it out so it's the least stressful for me. And I think the least stress would be if I went through London Heathrow or Dublin, rather than going from Edinburgh to one of the cities in the States. Because I'm thinking on the way back, if there was any kind of delay, I would be better being delayed in London, getting from Charlotte, I think it is, rather than being stuck in New York or Boston or all the other ones that come up. But until I know what dates to actually go out and come back, did you say that Cami's not feeling well?
I think that's what I remember Zack saying.
Right, okay.
Because Walt
I'll wait until...
was going to be tired, and with everything going on, I think that the whole plan was just to take tonight off. And I think part of that was Cami not feeling super well, being a little bit under the weather tonight.
Yeah, I think that happens when you've done a holiday or whatever, and flying back, it tends to hit you.
The jet lag, the time difference, it's all of it. I haven't been on a plane in forever, but I do remember traveling just kind of sucks. That's why I just want to drive. I can't drive it. But anyway, with that being said, Liz, when you do travel, make sure to bring like just some extra nutrients with you. I don't even care if it's a B complex, emergent C, those 1,000 milligram vitamin C's that you put in water. Bring some extra stuff with you, just so that way you can help take it before and then take it after you get on and off the plane.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've got soluble vitamin C.
Yeah, something.
So that's a good idea, yeah. But it'll be worth the travelling to just meet y'all. An absolute dream come true.
Yeah.
But I won't believe it's happening until my bum's on that seat flying out of Edinburgh.
What's the farthest you've ever traveled, Liz?
Mallorca. I think that would be the furthest. And then I've flown to Germany. I went to Nuremberg on a business trip. And so I've flown on my own before. So that's not an issue, but airports have changed a lot since I flew. So all the security, I'm not looking forward to that.
Does that mean you haven't flown since the event?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about 20 years.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit different.
Me too, Liz.
Yeah, Cami posted a photograph on Facebook of Denver Airport, and it was the security, I think, and it just looked like a cattle market. I mean, everybody was sort of milling about, and there was all the different scanners, and I was like, oh my God, that looks awful.
I just don't get it. I don't get why some billionaire who's not in the club, if that's possible, doesn't create his own airline where you're just like, fuck you. Like, everybody just, like, remember the time we go out on the tarmac and everybody could just walk out and say goodbye to everybody, hug everybody? Like, that's the way we're going to go back to that time. We got to get back to that shit, man.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to with an open border the way that we have. Too many undesirables coming through with questionable motives, willing to do horrible things on a tarmac to people standing there.
Well, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying about international, but if we're just doing national stuff.
No, I mean national. I'm speaking specifically about national.
Even national?
Because they're all here now. Yeah, because they're all here now. So now that they're in the nation, they are now part of being a national.
Yeah, but you guys are making it sound like somebody's waiting to just be a terrorist for some entrepreneur billionaire to start a new airline.
Hang on. I've got something anecdotal. Okay, this just happened last night. So my nephew went out for a date, went into town, the downtown area, and he's like, $35 for parking? Fuck you, I'm going to go find some free parking. So he drove off somewhere, said, oh, there was like 4 or 5 cars there parked next to him. Came back, they blew out his window. And I said, well, did you talk shit to the parking lot guy about the $35? He's like, well, I don't remember. So he's got a brand new car, said, I'm not paying your parking fee. Let's go somewhere else. You don't think that parking lot guy was like, hey, go bust out this guy's window. He didn't want to pay for parking. Like, that shit just couldn't happen at an airport?
I don't. Okay. Like, how do... whatever. I'm not going to go down that road, I guess. I had all these buts, but I'm like, I don't want to put my energy there.
Yeah. Right. Everything before the butt was bullshit.
So, here's a few anecdotes, too. So, a couple of things I just heard on the news recently. Take that for what it's worth, and it was just, some people that were not originally from this country that were snatching small children. I think 2 of those stories. One, there was a third story about a young gal that was found, I think, dead in a creek. And there were, I think, 2 or 3 people that were not originally from this country arrested for that crime. I think one of the girls that was found with like 5 guys, none of whom were originally from this country. And none of these people came through proper channels, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that when you don't vet tens of thousands of people that come through, you're going to get people that aren't good just by the numbers. But when you have people then targeting, saying we need to go there because we don't like what they're doing, then that's another thing. When you have the Chinese Communist Party basically creating a super highway from South America through Central America and Mexico up to the southern border, so that if you pay them enough money, they can get you here to the U.S. real lickety split. they've greased all the right palms and can make it happen real easy. Or you can go the old school route and get stuffed in the floorboard of a truck or something and try to get driven across, or just grab your family and hoof it with a few thousand other people across the desert and try to storm the border that way. But when they're coming through thousands at a time, I don't think open tarmacs is the best way to go. We need to figure out some way to turn them around and tell them no for the ones that we don't want here. That's the beauty of it.
Okay, well, let's just go down that road. I mean, like, when should that have started in terms of Ellis Island and immigration and immigration?
That's what they did. That's what Ellis Island was. They were vetting the people coming through.
Yeah, that was the stopping point.
So that's
it's
how
fine
you.
if you here, but you got to come through this port. Well, there's no port anymore. That's why it's called an open border.
And there might even be a port there at Ellis Island in New York for people that want to come in via a ship. I imagine. I don't know, but there are routes that you take when you come and you're seeking political asylum or something like that, or you just want to move to this country and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to try to start my life here. There are routes you can take to get your citizenship.
And you don't even have to get it right away. You can, again, the route is you can come here, get everything established. You can live here while you're working on your citizenship.
But it should have started a long time ago. For all of his faults, at least somebody was out there trying to build a wall in some way to slow the flow. Or at least bottleneck the flow so that you can now handle the numbers in such a way that you can start vetting people and turning away the people that you don't want in. I'm not saying turn everybody away. But you want to come to this country, we'll keep the ones we want and get rid of the ones we don't. That's the beauty of it.
Right. I mean, and even still, like, I'm sure all of the, let's just say, if the homeless can build camps under bridges and all over California, then why can't
I think we lost you there, Nemo.
the day now is so the number's at 20, and we bring in.
I'm pretty sure that's you fading in and out, Nemo, and not me.
It is.
Okay.
No, it is.
It is.
All right.
My Wi-Fi cut in and out. That was all me.
So having nothing to do with people from other countries, but dipshits from this very country that should be turned away and ought not be here. My son, who recently got a new job working at a tire warehouse, basically for a big tire company, and he'll unload trucks as they come in from the warehouse, and he'll load them up into the smaller trucks to deliver to the stores or for customers or whatever it is. So he's just out there flinging tires around. But he had a new guy come, and nobody was really training the new guy, so my son took it upon himself to try to train the new guy as best he could, knowing what little bit he knew about the company that he just started with. Excuse me. Well, I guess that new guy was just down the road here a little bit, hanging out at the Rivers Access State Park. And I guess there's a bunch of people down there because it was hot. It was about 99 degrees today. It was around 95 degrees yesterday. And yesterday they were all hanging out down at the river. And I guess there was a big old brawl that broke out. And everybody started fighting, and the cops came. So the cops came to break it up, and while the cops were there, I hear a second fight broke out while the cops were there. And in this fight, I guess somebody pulled out a pistol and shot some guy 5 times in the chest. And that guy that got shot in the chest was the guy that my son worked with, that he was showing the ropes to. This new guy at work. He's got like a 3-year-old daughter. So,
did you just hear about this, or was your son there?
I just heard about it today. It happened yesterday, so it like hit the news and hit the wire and everything, and everybody was talking about it at work. Then when I got home from work today, my wife asked me if I'd heard about it, and I said I did, and she asked if David told me, my son, and I said, well, no, I haven't talked to David. I said, why? It's not.
Yeah, why would he? Why would it matter if he told me? Right.
Or why would he even know about it? He doesn't follow this shit either. And she told me because it was a guy that he worked with. And then he got home maybe a half hour later and told me that it was the new guy that he'd been helping trying to train up. So yeah, it was a day of shock for him. Just trying to come to grips with the fact
that would be really shocking. I think. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I mean, stuff like that can really. I mean, thank God it didn't happen at work. But another anecdotal story is my wife's brother used to work at a smelting plant, and one of the vats broke loose, and totally just dissolved one of the coworkers in front of him, and he hasn't been able to go back to work since. PTSD.
I'm
so
sure.
At least, but that's really close.
That is like that's upping the level. That was like totally ramping that up. That's insane. I don't know if I could handle that.
But that's akin to what David be going through, just not so tragic.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew. I know Andrew was in here at least a little bit earlier trying to help me troubleshoot sound. And he had blessed us with his story this morning of having to watch a fellow shipmate fall off the ship and wearing steel-toed boots and all that stuff and full gear and not being able to make it, and they did their best, but they couldn't save him, and he had to basically stand there and watch it happen. Shit's got to be traumatizing. And I'd probably be like Zack when he was a kid, and it would just like my brain would block it out for me and just be like, no, that's going to fuck you up for way too long. You just need to not remember any of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, man, like when I can hardly watch people, just take bad spills on YouTube. Like when people really get hurt and it's like those videos come up, I can't watch those. I don't want to watch those. I can't imagine seeing somebody get sincerely, authentically, almost lethally wounded. I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah, I mean, while we're not to draw this topic out anymore, but Travis, I'm with you. I stay away from those videos. And I had a guy at work that was like addicted to that type of stuff. Like he wasn't just on YouTube. He was on some of the like 1,000 Ways to Die and stuff like that. And he put this shit in my face like, hey, look at this fucked up car accident. I'm like, oh, dude, like, I don't want to watch this. And he's over there laughing and chucking it up. And this went on for a few months. Well, eventually what ended up happening, because he was another high-low driver, he ended up actually hurting somebody with his high-low. I mean, he got fired, but basically the way I look at it is he came around a corner, the fork went out and basically cut off somebody's foot. And he ended up getting fired. Actually, he didn't even stick around. He jumped off the high-low and left. Didn't even help the person. But I'm like, after that whole thing happened, I was like, he's watching these videos. I kind of know this guy. And then something like that happened to him. You know what I mean? So there's good reason to stay away from all that shit. Because if you feed your brain too much, I'm sure the universe will figure out how to make something manifest for you. But yeah, that was like, just don't watch it. Like, tragic stuff happens. You don't need to see it.
No,
I mean, regardless of what Brian Staley's position is, I couldn't even watch a lot of the stuff that happened after the 9/11 with the people allegedly pulling out of the buildings. I was like, oh my God, I can't watch this.
Yeah, I think I remember that specifically too. And then discussing the sound of discussing what the sound was at the base of the building before it fell. Everybody trying to escape the fires. Was it the Superman, the falling man, whatever it was that happened to be in the exact Freemason hanged man, upside down, leg bent type of pose, which was interesting.
What? I haven't seen that one.
Okay, Michelle called me away as you were talking about Stabley, and now you're talking about 9/11. What's going on?
No, it was just kind of a random comment that I made. We were talking about people getting hurt in videos, and then watching things like that on.
Yeah, I heard all that
television.
part. It was just right there when you got to the Stabley thing.
And then I said, okay, well then I said, regardless of what Stabley thinks about this event, I couldn't watch it when people were allegedly falling from the buildings. Like that, watching that for me I was like, I can't watch that.
Okay.
Because to me, it was like too real.
So I think we got Skype and the flatline communicating to each other now, Walter, so we're good. It's basically the only reason I bought a new mixer was because I couldn't get the flatline to work with my current setup.
Cool deal.
Ooh, you know what else?
I had originally planned on sitting down at about 5:30 or 6 and getting on and hanging, but it was just too much going on. So I had to go try to get a new wrist thing. The one they gave her at the hospital sucked, so I went and bought one.
So I didn't even go live till 6:30. So.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm glad. I wasn't upset about it. I finally got her settled in and ate and pain pills, and she's in there chilling. I think she's playing Pokemon. A good thing to, yeah, that's what it looks like she's trying to do. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been completely helpless with no left arm, so I do remember how it is. So I've been pretty much her hand all day long. I was writing for her at work. I was typing. I was moving shit around with the mouse. It was fun, just for sure.
It's a horseshit. We need to get her one of those Stephen Hawking setups.
That's what I told her. Get you something where your eyes can do it.
So I don't know if you saw on Skype.
She told me to tell y'all thank you all. She knows that we're all worried about it. So
yeah, we were.
Thank you. Her eyes getting more colorful as it goes. Her arm too, man. That bruise has traveled up her arm a lot. It's crazy. I think it's that brace that's making that happen. She's got an appointment with her doctor that she's been going to with her back since the wreck. So you'll get her straight, I'm sure. What were you saying, Emma? I'm sorry.
I was going to say the bruise is going to move around.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely traveling.
Because it's all the busted blood vessels, and because it's got to push through the capillaries to get further out to the skin to get, dissolved in a way. As your body, depending on how deep the bruise is, it's how long it's going to push out. You know what I mean? Because it's got to all those blood vessels, even though it's bruised and battered, it's your body's still pushing it through the capillaries out to the skin. And like a sponge, it just takes a while for it to secrete. That's why the pain, like you have an injury and the pain will go away, but the bruise will still be there.
And now that I'm getting my audio mixer and everything, levels and stuff situated, if anybody else wants any pricing on any audio, video, or lighting gear, head on over to Commercial Sound and Video. I'm guessing that's .com for that contact.
Well, I believe commercial sound and videos in the chat, or he was.
He is.
So
That's
he
how I
could
got
post
that.
a link. Yeah, .com. Post a link and then just have Josh pin it at the top.
Yeah, for some reason it didn't pop in as a clickable link, Nate. I don't know what's going on there.
There was no .com. I think.
Is that what it is? That would do it. I wasn't reading it off. What's up, Craig? Scorched earth. Oh Lord, what are you doing now? It's scorching the earth.
We top flight security of the world, Craig.
He's just going to be pulling Friday quotes.
For most people, Friday is just a day before the weekend.
Yup.
Every day is Friday for me.
That must be nice.
I was going to say, so your week starts on a Friday and ends on a Friday?
Oh, that's gonna fuck Andrew up real good.
Yeah, I basically work every day. So every time I get off, at the end of that day, that's my weekend. So my weekend started today at 1 o'clock.
Every day is the same for me.
Well, that's because you earned it, Liz.
Well, not really. I've been a bit of a skiver the last few years.
Would you say a scyther?
Yes.
What is that? Is that like the only thing I can think of is the scythe? Is that what you're saying?
Skiver, that means that you're not doing work. You're just...
Yeah, how do you spell the word?
Well, Skiver or SC. I never know which one is a C or a K.
Okay. Okay.
But I was meant to be looking for work. And I just did a good job of pretending to. Because I knew I was coming up for retirement, and now I'm retired. It's great. But I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what day is it?
I've
I
had a
always
couple
know
of
a
those
Monday,
experiences.
Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those experiences. I'm like, I don't even know what day it is, man.
Oh, I really have to think about it. And it can take me a good few seconds before I go, oh, right, it's Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, wait, 3 days ago was when I did this. So then this is 3 days from then. So, oh, it's Friday. Okay.
Oh, Zoo's got it in the, it's Skive or skiving, ING.
Well, I think there's probably one more thing that I can think of that you haven't tested yet, and that would be your music. Right? Have you tried playing a song? Because I think
was all. It sounded brilliant at the beginning. The music sounded great.
Yeah,
I missed the beginning.
Yeah, I started with my phone and then switched over to my laptop. Made sure everything was copacetic.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that when you first came on, I jumped right on, and the music sounded really good.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it's supposed to sound really good, but
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I was thinking the same thing. Wait, about the music actually playing or the music that you picked? Because I didn't hear it.
No, I heard the music playing well. I actually made a comment. I'm like, oh my, this song, because it was pretty graphic.
it was. That was R.A. the Rugged Man. Mammon. Something about Mammon. What was it? Malice. Malice of Mammon was the name of that song. And the song after that I played on the laptop was from a little group called Humble Gods, which is really just headed up by a big dipshit that I don't care for too much. A fella named Daddy X from the Cottonmouth Kings is probably where he got most of his fame, I think. But this was his punk rock group that he had before Cottonmouth Kings called Humble Gods. What are you doing over there, Walter?
So you like the group, but you don't like the lead?
Stroking my cat.
Stroking your what?
Sometimes you just got to play with the kitty.
He's full fisting it.
Why is there a girl version of stroking it? What's that song called from back in the day?
It's called Flicking the Bean.
Bean, yeah.
Flicking the bean.
Just like in Chicago, they've got go up there and you flick it.
I wasn't ready for that, Josh. You got to warn me, man.
You asked.
I wasn't ready. I didn't think it was going to happen.
That's what most men think too.
I was not prepared.
Yeah. Most men should realize that.
Yeah, right. It's like, do we say this or do we not say this? I can say this.
I'm a man and I don't even know what you were going to say, so you may as well say it.
Oh, well, without getting too graphic, I can say that women are 30% more likely to get there if their feet are warm.
Liz, opinions?
Too little, too late, Nemo. Thanks a lot, man.
I don't know what the hell that means, Nemo, but if you got to try shit like that, you're doing something wrong.
You got to have socks on.
That's right.
It's like, I don't know what else to do, babe. Put socks on? See if that helps. I don't know.
On for me real quick, and let's see what happens.
We spent hundreds of dollars on all these machines, and all she needed was a 99-cent pair of...
That's right. I don't know, man. Weird statistic. They just don't want to have cold feet.
That's what happens when you grab them by the ankles and have them up there by your ears, waving around in the air. You got to put socks on them.
Oh. I had this great idea while I was doing Uber today to come back and do a new video on refraction and mirages. And I sat down on my computer and I pulled up my files and I looked at all these different files and I thought, I've already done this like 10 times.
Yeah, but now you've got a new angle, right?
No, I thought that I did, and I sat down, and I was just like, I've already done this. I've already said this. I've said everything I know. And I just looked at...
Zack was saying on the call the other day that, I don't remember if this was on the air. I think it was. But the teachers never stopped like teaching 101. So the first grade teacher is always teaching first grade. All of the new people coming in, they still need all of that first grade material. As you as a teacher, you can't just start teaching the first graders sixth grade material. Even though you know it, they still have to constantly go back to the refresher course. They constantly have to be doing 101. So even though you've done it 10 times, for the new people coming in, you still have to do it the 11th.
No, I'm sorry, I don't. I've got 10 videos that you can go watch. I mean, I hear what you're saying to a certain extent, and so I can appreciate it from the, from the seeker's standpoint, right? To have another video option that's going to be a little more simplified. But I guess what I'm trying to say to you is that from my standpoint, I'm like, I don't know how to say this again. You know what I mean? It was like, and it's not like changed the world yet. So to me, that was my struggle, was like, I don't know how to say anything more than what I've said already. Any clearer?
And maybe that's why when you realize maybe you're going to be overwatering those seeds at that point. And now you just let the seeds you planted, see which ones take hold, which ones don't. And maybe you'll have to come through and sow some seeds again a little bit later on down the road. But now you just get to sit back and watch and see what happens.
Yeah, again, I have no idea what the powers that be, what they do to each of our channels or whatever. So it could just simply be that it's all a matter of the natural course of the flow of information. It's kind of like the line in oh
shit, we got a call. I just hang up on him.
I wasn't sure if I should have answered that. Did you get somebody?
There was somebody calling me on Skype. I just hung up on them.
Oh, on Skype? I thought that was the Discord call. It sounded like.
I thought that was the.
I thought it was the flat line at first.
Wait, what?
So I thought it was the flat line at first.
Oh, that's Rico trying to call in.
I thought he was in this call. Was he not?
Don't let boy act right.
He's in this call. Surely.
He's in this call. He just said straight call.
Rico, just click this call and get in it. You don't have to call us.
Here, I'll just add him.
I'm trying to. I don't see how to do it.
I got it.
All right.
Make sure you guys head on over to, well, I'm not quite sure where the hell they're going to be broadcasting it. Probably over there on Rico's Tinfoil Sombrero, but the Tinfoil Podcast, the Tinfoil Sombrero Podcast is going to be on this Sunday. Episode number 5.
What time?
Post a link.
I don't know that they've got a link done up just yet. I know he's got a thumbnail.
Oh, just to his.
Oh, to his channel. That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be a real good idea.
But yeah, they're cooking along. It's going to be what, their fifth show now?
5th show already.
Doing a great job, Rico.
I know that dude.
There he is.
Oh, yay.
What up, Rico?
Hi, Rico.
Hey, guys. It's harder to do from a bicycle than you would think.
Hey, you did it.
Right on. And now that I'm here, I forgot what I wanted to say. So it's so good to see you guys.
Just keep your eye on the road for any armadillos or marmosets or anything else that might be crossing in front of you.
Okay, hold on. People are
Look, it's Friday afternoon after chat. Post call.
That's dirty chat.
I don't believe you understand what post actually means.
Oh, it does work. You guys hear that? You hear music?
Yeah, what's goody? Flow state. I'm
Not
at
in
home
the
writing
car,
rhymes
I
in my
don't.
hoodie. Yeah, fully in the game. I ain't really trying
If
to
it's
play
going
with
out there on the
rookies.
internet.
Like I don't need
So
no
you guys don't hear
one.
that?
Solo in this bitch, I'm moving at light speed. It's a shame everybody in the game wanna hate, but there ain't nobody like me.
That's what I was afraid of. That's all right.
It's playing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some kind of piano thing.
Little Echo and Tech 9. Just a new song they put out 6 hours ago. Sucks it doesn't play on the call, though.
Yeah, that would help on those calls for us to hear it.
Yeah, I'm the definitely says he hears it in chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard it. I'm not lying. I promise. I heard it. Bill and Tony CDA too. Toilet mic is best mic. I'm a toilet baby. Get me cake. Can I what she shit? Never mind. Apparently nobody watched the Kroll show but me.
No, but you just reminded me of something. I was watching through some videos today, and this one came up of Judge Reinhold from the 80s. You know,
I'm about to take myself to a Slurpee, and no one can judge.
You got something to say, Rico?
Think about a Slurpee.
Hey, Rico, your mic's open if you weren't trying to say something.
I think he's making noise with a straw.
That's cool, yeah. In and out, in and out, in and out.
Anyway, did you guys know that Stripes with Bill Murray was originally intended to be done with Cheech and Chong?
That would have been unusual.
Anyway, that's what Judge Reinhold said in an offhand comment. He was talking about Stripes, and I guess he was in it. I don't remember him, but he was like, yeah, that was first slated to be done as a Cheech and Chong extension.
I guess I can see that.
Thank God it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been very good.
Of course, then we could have got light one up, Francis.
Probably have Chong driving a motorcycle over a shark somewhere.
Is that a Jump the Shark reference?
Yes.
So if you guys don't like a movie, do you finish watching it?
No.
It's got to be
It's
so
whether or
bad.
not the wife is interested in it as well. Because then, yeah, if we're already in the middle of it, and I check out, I'm like, this thing sucks, but she's still watching it, then I got to sit there and finish watching it. But otherwise,
she tells me, she'll say, you know, like, I'll watch this later. I can tell you're not digging it, so thank goodness I don't have to endure it. If it's bad, I'm not spending my life on a bad thing. There's already enough stuff that starts out good and gets bad.
The hint for your wife, Nemo, could be in the future. You could say, "Hey, honey, do you want to put some socks on?" That could be your hint that you want the movie to be over with.
What?
let's just say I have to say less words than that.
Oh. Do tell.
But no.
That's hilarious, dude. That's so funny. But anyway, you know, I thought it would be funny. I still would wonder if I'm going to start a trend or not, but I did a few videos on my channel where I started watching a movie and said, I'm not finishing this movie. This is so stupid. So there are reaction channels where they watch the entire movie. But I haven't ever seen any channel go, yeah, I'm not finishing this. And I thought that would be like an original idea. I guess I just have to like find a video that's going to be like more popular. Like if somebody's going to like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, even in the 80s, when we had like a little more freedom and we'd get turned loose, I guess, at the mall for the whole day, and we'd go see whatever we wanted to go see, essentially, especially if you knew people that worked at the theater. If I sat down to start watching, like, I don't know, a lot of crap from the 80s, and it turned shit quick, it'd be like, oh, and we'd go find something else in another theater to sit and watch. I mean, it was just, yeah, too much other shit in the world to do with your time to spend it watching crappy crap. Unless there's a couple of robots and a dude trapped in space involved, and then it's a whole different thing.
As long as you know it's a bad movie going in.
Was that a Mystery Science Theater reference?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to think if it was a movie reference, and I was thinking, I think he's talking about Mystery Science.
He is.
A movie theater reference about a movie.
Yeah.
And if anyone
totally
is a
meta.
fan of
Totally
Mystery
meta. I was down
Science,
for it.
I'm sorry. Anyone a fan currently right now, there's about 4 different versions of shit happening on YouTube with them, various conglomerations. There's a Riff Tracks one going, which is the Mike, Kevin, and Bill thing after Mystery Science Theater, which is fucking great. There's the cinematic Titanic one, was on a couple nights ago. It may not still be running. There's only like 4 of those, I think. And that was the crew without Bill, Kevin, and Mike. Everybody else, even Elvis, Jay Elvis was back in that mix. But it was very short-lived. And then they were even showing the one they did, what was that one called? They're also doing like season whatever right now, 8, I think, 7, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, lots to choose from. All good until they get to the new stuff, and I am just struggling.
I can't remember. It must have been over 15 plus years ago, and I came across the Mystery Science for the very first time, and it wasn't on YouTube. It must have been on cable somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not stop crying my eyes out. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Like, I was not prepared for it.
Yeah, it was epic. Epic. And I came across it just like clueless, like you. Like, what the fuck is this? Who are these people talking in the movie? Oh shit, they're hilarious. Wait, is that a robot? What is that? A puppet? What's going on? Yeah, it was the whole thing. Now, what's great about Riff Tracks, which is again Mike, Kevin, and Bill, they actually riff like everything. They riff everything, but you have to go pay for those. Like they're probably ripping Barbie. I see y'all talking about Barbie. If you go to their website, you download the riff, and then you watch your fucking real movie with their riff playing. They time it up with the cue. And the jokes, because they don't have the copyrights to all these new movies, but they can talk about them all the fuck they want and sell that to you. And it's great because I have seen a few of the newer like movies like that. Like,
wait, where do you get that?
It's called Riff Tracks, Rifftracks.
Yeah.
It's Mike Nelson, Bill Corbett, and Kevin Murphy, who were the puppets. Bill and Kevin were the puppets, while Mike was being the trapped guy in space. And then once it all ended, they went off and did this thing called Riff Tracks. And not only do they do old, bad movies, which they can get the copyrights to because they're old and public access and all that, they'll make a riff for a brand new movie that just came out. And you can buy it. You can even do it from your phone. Like they have an app. You can just...
I noticed you're off, and that's not you.
No.
Rico, your mic's up, and bruh.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. My doctor's trying.
I got it. So what's that you were saying about Riff Tracks there, Walter? You can buy Riff Tracks?
I'm actually pulling it up. And
no, but what you were saying, you're saying that they basically just record themselves watching the movie instead of showing the movie on the screen with them imposed in front of it. They can't show that because of the copyright.
Right. You just buy the riff and play it along with your movie.
Yeah, I got
or if you have like a device, like a tablet or a phone with movies on it, you can get the app and it will do it. Like it's magically digital. It'll do it all synced up without you doing anything.
Really?
Wow, that's pretty tricky.
The app's fucking great.
And this is off the Gizmoplex?
No, this is not Joel's gig. This is Mike and Bill and Kevin's gig. This is Riff Tracks. I'll link it to you. Hang on.
I guess I didn't realize Riff Tracks had their own fucking app.
What were people saying about Barbie?
I could have sworn I saw Riff Tracks in there with the Gizmoplex stuff.
They probably have some of it because, they're all still friends, I guess. They had a big reunion live thing a few years ago. It was pretty awesome. I dropped it in the chat. And I'll drop it in this chat in the comment. Wait, what's going on? Oh, I forgot I was there. Something. Okay, there it is. Riff Tracks. And then they also, every now and again, before the world broke in 2020, they would do live events like out of this theater, Valcourt Theater in Tennessee. They would be set up there with a live audience watching the movie, but it would then be broadcast live to theaters that you would then go to across the country, like just down the street at your local theater. It was awesome because people would be like into it, and they would like literally come to the theater dressed like, in jumpsuits and have the little puppets with them and shit like that. I didn't go that far. I had a T-shirt, but
There were like two words that were almost the same. What do they call that? They went on tour.
Synonym?
No, the name of the tour where they would go through, or when they do their broadcasts.
I'm not sure what you mean.
I'll find it. Because I think they went on tour and did that shit in different theaters around the country before they would broadcast it from a central location.
They do. They have. They've done it for a while. They've done it in other places, but that's just usually the one they would go to the last time I went 2 or 3 times. So, Bill and Tano, if you're not familiar with Mystery Science Theater, that's your starting point to understand what we're talking about. Essentially, it's a bad movie, and people sit and make jokes while they watch it, just like you do when you're sitting around home and a bad movie's playing and everybody's getting high and you're making jokes. But, dying tonight. I don't know what I got into today. Choked up. But anyway, yeah, so their call of, their claim to fame was old B movies from the 50s and 60s and early 70s. Because they were either public access, public domain, or they were really cheap to get in a big box of movies because they all worked at a local studio in Minneapolis. And so that's what they would do, rip these old movies. Godzilla movies, old Bela Lugosi movies, great shit. Old beatnik movies, just crazy shit. Crazy bad space movies. But then over the years, different people came and went, and different channels carried it. Anyway. Yeah, it's good stuff. Lots of it out there. Oh, I know what I did. I turned on this fan next to me with the top here, and then I stirred up some crap. I'll check.
Walnut and Walnut Report. Good y'all could make it here. Walt's still alive? Seems like y'all come in at the very end.
I was not prepared for the first time I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show either. I went with a bunch of friends up to Santa Barbara in California. I can't even fucking remember. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, I was not prepared for that.
Well, here's the thing. I knew what it was about. Like, I knew what was coming. I knew what was going to happen. But I went with a buddy, and like right after high school, and we were drunk as fuck, and we shouldn't have went to the thing drunk, because all we were was just aggravated that these people would shut the fuck up, let us watch the movie. And then once I actually saw the movie, I went, okay.
Right, but see,
You
I
guys
had never,
have that.
I had never even seen the movie. Like, I had no idea. It's so crazy. Hey, Travis, you want to go with us? I'm like, I have no idea how I got invited to that. Crazy.
So just for an example, I finally found the right page, which I will link to you guys. Like current stuff, they've done Dune, they've done Wonder Woman 1984, there's Star Wars stuff, there's Avengers, there's Jurassic World, there's Solo, there's Stranger Things, there's Ready Player One. And then you should just buy the jokes and watch your movie. I'll link that page.
Just as a random comment about movies, but I watched a really good movie last night called Cop Shop. And I don't know how I came across it either, but I just saw the trailer for it. I clicked on the trailer. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good. And it was pretty decent movie. One of those random happenstance guy shows up in the police station and another guy shows up at the police station and they happen to be, in the same business kind of a thing, and everything goes down in the police station. It was pretty good. Cop Shop.
Anybody would recognize?
No, I watched it. I think I watched it cold. I don't know that I knew anybody. And the one guy that was the bad guy, he was pretty good. He did a good job. Oh, no, I know. Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler's in it. You know who I mean?
I do.
Yeah, he's in it. So, but I didn't know he was in it at first. So, anyway, I would have watched it regardless because of the guy. When I watched the trailer, I didn't recognize Gerard Butler, so I didn't think I knew anybody in it. And it was the guy who was being the bad guy that was like, "Oh, that guy looks pretty good."
He's Scottish.
Yeah, Gerard, yeah. Yeah, I guess it's a full moon tonight, huh?
That's what they say. It's what we're expecting.
14 days after new moon. Like clockwork, baby. 14, 14, 3. 30 days. I would love to see if Cami could figure out how to illuminate something like what she thinks the moon is. You know, that if you could get it. So the way that I've been thinking about the moon since I started looking at it in this way was, you know how the like if you were in a dark room and you are on, if you're the viewer, and below you is a light that's hanging from the ceiling or the rafters, so to speak. So you have a view of the floor, you can see the light, and then you can see the area that the light enlightens, right? Illuminates. And then you have that field of vision that the light, the circumference, you know what I mean? That area, that circular area, that's the field. And my concept is that the moon is moving in and out of that field during her cycle. And when she's outside of the parameters of the field, her light shines. And when she's inside the parameter of the field, her light diminishes. That's the way I would explain it if anybody put a gun to my head. Put everybody to sleep, did I?
Apparently.
I know, right?
Or everybody's talking and they're muted up. Big shout out to Lucas there in chat. We were just talking about you this morning. Calendrically speaking.
No doubt. What's up, Lucas? Hey, give me a second. I got to go deal with the cat. Something's going on. Hang on.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, I was just thinking, you know, I wonder if there's a way that you could, like if there's, you know, I don't know, Josh, if you can remember, or anyone else, you know, the way Cami describes, I know that it's like luminescent and whatnot, like a fluorescence, right? Like it fluoresces. So then if you just activate a certain area of that thing that fluoresces, then that's what lights up. Just like when a fluorescent light bulb goes out, one part of it goes out, the rest of it doesn't go out. There's still good gas on the other side or whatever. You know, but that other part's dark because the energy's not getting to where it needs to be, or whatever it might be for that reason. But my point is that that's what happens when we see the moon. You know, we can see the entire moon. It's not Earth shine. I think it's just residual extension of light in that orb, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the energy that extends throughout the entire orb itself. That's why you can see the entire thing, even when there's just a little tiny sliver. It's being energized. And I think it's interesting that the moon's energy increases as she moves away from Solaris. You know, and then as she's completely opposite to Solaris, she's 100% illuminated. And then when she then gets closer to Solaris, her light diminishes. I mean, that's got to be in our understanding, I think, right? Should we not talk about it? Like, what does that mean spiritually? That's got to mean something. I don't know. I mean, is it just as simple as just being, I mean, I do think that there's a geometry to it, a science to it, to a certain extent. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this, but you have two phases of the moon. You have the waxing phase and the waning phase, and both of them complement the other in the sense, or both of them, complete. They complement the other. So if you have a quarter waxing, on the other side of the diagram, there's the quarter waning, right? And you slide those two pieces together, you have a full moon. That's what you do with every other phase opposite each other. You slide each of those phases together, the waxing and the waning, and they complement each other. They all make a full moon. So, I mean, is it just as simple as measuring out 30 days for us? Because if the sun just kept going around and 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 around, there's no moon, and it was just the sun, or the sun was just there the whole time, like we would never know when a day was, ever. You wouldn't. Because there would be no demarcation. It would just be an extension of light the whole time. So then then we have night and day now, right? So we do have night and day, but when we have nighttime now, we don't have an orb that rules the night exclusively. Now the sun rules the day exclusively. If the sun ruled the night, it'd be called daytime. So the sun only exists in the daytime. But the moon spends half of her time in the day and half her time in the night. If not more. I think there might be a little bit more. Maybe it's like 2/3 in the day. It's crazy. She's in the day a lot. Anyway, I mean, I don't know if you've ever thought about what the spiritual significance of that is. I don't know what it is per se, but I think it's got to have some kind of esoteric meaning.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that is it though, right? The moon increases as she leaves the proximity of Solaris, and then becomes completely full for almost 3 days. Because there's sometimes when I'm like, wasn't the moon full yesterday? Because it looks really full today still. You know, like, I don't know. I just think there's got to be some kind of deeper meaning to that.
You reckon maybe it's just relative?
I mean, it could simply be that, right? I mean, like, but I don't know.
When it's closer to the sun, it's just going to look like it's not as bright?
Well, I mean, that's what happens, right? That's exactly the way you're describing it, exactly the way it appears.
Like if you
That's what
use a
happens.
flashlight during the day, it won't appear to be as bright as it does at nighttime, but it's no less bright in the day than it is at night. It just appears brighter at night.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like imagine it like the iron filings that'll follow the magnet around. If you had a tiny glass dish that was sealed up and you could just encircle the diameter with the or the perimeter. I mean, the perimeter, and the iron filings would follow you around, would follow the magnet around. Like that's how I imagine the light of the moon and the sun are correlated. That there's that energetic exchange that increases and decreases the presence of light, I guess.
Yeah, I saw Lucas in chat saying he now believes that the moon does in fact reflect the sun from the light from the sun.
Uh-huh. I mean, again, by all appearances, I don't have a problem describing it that way because that's the way it looks.
Well, Walnut and Walnut Report made a comment about like a black light beam, and that's kind of how I see it. We've got a place here in St. Louis called the Magic House, and it's just got like all little shit for kids to go in there and do and play with and fuck around with. And when I was a kid, there was like a big, it wasn't like in videography, it wasn't a green screen. It was a green screen. So it was a screen that was green, but there was like a phosphorescence about this screen, and there was a big light that was like across the room. So the deal was you like go stand in front of this screen, and the big light will flash, poof, and then it's going to blast your silhouette, Hiroshima style, on the wall on this green screen. So it's got like your shadow, and it's going to stay there for, I don't know, like 20 seconds or 30 seconds because it just flashes and it leaves your silhouette of whatever position you had your body. That's sort of how I imagine the moon.
Yeah.
It's reflecting, and I don't think reflecting is necessarily the best choice of words. It's absorbing the energy from the sun, and that energy is fluorescing, for lack of a better word, or is energizing the surface and making it
Right, but I think though that in order for that to be the case, that the moon has to be able to move in and out of that field. Otherwise, if it's always in the field, then it would always be lit in my mind, unless I'm not thinking of it the right way. But the way that you're describing it, that's the way that it seems like to me. But it would have to be within a field and without the field. And then as long as it's in that proximity to that energy that the sun's putting out. Or do you think that the moon could be in, like, it's in the daylight, we can see it, it's in the daylight? Well, yeah, that's what it appears to us, but really it's not entirely in the field. Because if it were, then you'd see the entire full moon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Freaking crazy, man. It's interesting that I wish I had more time to think about it, but I do enjoy thinking about it. It's even right now because like I can't see the moon because it's so far in the south, and I've got trees all around me right now, so I haven't been able to see the moon as much. Plus, the clouds have been around a lot the past few months. It's been horrible. I've been disappointed in my attempts to get every frame of the month, shot.
Well, I guess I could wrap it up. It's been a couple hours almost. I didn't even plan to be on this long.
I was just about trying to think about, okay, how am I going to get out of here?
Oh, you can just tell us to fuck off and leave. You don't have to.
No, I know.
Politely
I
do
can,
anything.
but I was just trying to figure out how I was going to say it. But yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I think me too. I think everything seems to be in reasonable working order.
Yeah, it sounds good.
For some
I was
reason.
about to come in and say bye myself because, yeah, I got a few things to do to get her in the bed, and then we got to get up early in the morning and do some stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah, I've been AFK for the last 20 minutes anyway, so the night is crawling along.
It certainly is. Well, thanks, everybody. Come hang out and help me do this. I appreciate it. Wasn't quite sure what I was going to do other than hit up Zack.
No, you got enough people here. You go live, we'll show up.
It's kind of what I was hoping, truth be told.
Yeah, thank you guys for covering us when we're not around. We appreciate it.
Yup.
Bye, everyone in the chat.
Yeah, guys, love y'all. I didn't type because I was just exhausted. It's been a long couple of days.
I bet it has. Well, give her a big old hug for us.
I will do it.
Tell her to rest up.
Oh, yeah. Love you all. Thank y'all.
Yep, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out again. And we'll see you on Monday morning for sure. And maybe we'll see if we can't figure out something for next Friday night. And the Have No Sphere. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, everything seems to be working. Now that I got everything hooked up and all my frustrations and fears situated, maybe now I'll go ahead and break open this owner's manual and see what it's got to say. Might answer some questions I have beyond what we've done here tonight. I've got all these effects. I'm still not sure how to kick them on yet. So thanks, guys. We'll be back here next week. Till then, be good, be well, do good, and do it